In Hollywood, rumors spread fast, especially when it comes to love. For years, these 14 stars have faced questions about their sexuality. Some laughed it off, others stayed silent, but none have ever officially come out. Let's dive into the biggest gay rumors that still have fans talking. Keanu Reeves is a rare gem in Hollywood, a superstar who somehow avoids scandal, but even he wasn't immune to tabloid rumor mills. In the 1990s, a story broke that Reeves had secretly married openly gay media mogul David Geffen. The story was entirely false, but its persistence said more about the public's obsession with Reeves than about any truth. Keanu chose Silencinot out of fear, but because that's always been his way. He doesn't flaunt relationships, rarely discusses romance in interviews, and lives with almost monk-like serenity. Rather than deny, he lets people think what they will. And perhaps that's part of his appeal. Keanu doesn't need to prove anything. His compassion, humility, and quiet presence speak louder than any headline ever could. Queen Latifah is the definition of a multi-hyphenotherapist, actress, producer, and undeniable cultural force. Throughout her decades-long career, speculation about her sexuality has trailed her, especially as she was frequently seen vacationing and attending events with the same woman. Yet Latifah never addressed it directly. "I don't feel the need to share my personal life with the world," she famously said, a boundary she's fiercely maintained. Still, in recent years, she's offered subtle affirmations. While accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, she closed with a quiet but powerful happy pride, nodding to her longtime partner and their shared life. It was a rare public acknowledgement, but one that reaffirmed her deep resonance with the LGBTQ+ community, whether or not she ever uses a label. Jake Gyllenhaal's breakout performance in Brokeback Mountain was a turning point in cinema and in his public life. The raw intimacy of his role as Jack Twist sparked widespread speculation. Was this simply acting, or did it hint at something personal? Over the years, Jake has dated high-profile women, but rumors have lingered fueled by his artistic choices, private nature, and ease in rejecting rigid masculinity. Gyllenhaal has never directly commented on the rumors. Instead, he's chosen to focus on supporting LGBTQ+ rights, telling the press, "You love who you love," and moving on. That ambiguity has left space for endless fan theories, but also admiration for a man who refuses to let gossip define his legacy. For years, Jodie Foster was the most famously closeted woman in Hollywood. Her brilliance as an actress and director was never in question, but her personal life was a subject of endless speculation. Paparazzi followed her, journalists poked and prodded, but Foster refused to be baited. In 2013, she addressed the elephant in the room at the Golden Globes. While accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award, she thanked her former partner Sydney Bernard in a heartfelt speech that was equal parts coming out and declaration of freedom. It wasn't a dramatic revelation, it was quiet, sincere, and entirely on her terms. Foster had lived openly in her own circle for decades, but that moment gave closure to years of speculation and cemented her as a trailblazer in dignity and self-protection. From teenage heartthrob to Hollywood leading man, Zac Efron has lived under the microscope since High School Musical. His polished looks, love of fashion, and affectionate friendships with other men have long made him the subject of online speculation. Viral photos showing him hugging male friends have often been twisted into proof of a secret life. But Efron has met the rumors with grace and humor. "I'm comfortable with who I am," he said in interviews, sometimes flipping the conversation into critiques of toxic masculinity. Rather than get defensive, Efron uses the curiosity around his image to promote self-confidence, gender fluidity, and respect. His silence, in this case, doesn't hide shy might, radiates assurance. Leonardo DiCaprio has been linked to countless models over the years, so many in fact, that it's become a pop culture punchline. But despite his long list of glamorous girlfriends, he's never been married, never had children, and rarely discusses love publicly. His close-knit group of male friends, penchant for private vacations, and carefully managed public image have kept the rumor mill turning. DiCaprio never engages with the gossip, instead focusing on environmental activism and his craft. The mystery only deepens. Some say he's just fiercely private. Others wonder if there's more to the story. But DiCaprio seems content letting the world wonder while he continues to win awards and live life entirely on his own terms. When Alicia Keys stormed the charts with Fallen, she was instantly celebrated for her authenticity and unique style. With her tomboy fashion, braids, and commanding stage presence, she stood apart from the hyper-feminine pop stars of the early 2000s. Naturally, speculation followed. Was her refusal to play into feminine stereotypes a hint about her sexuality? Keys has never labeled herself. She's married to Swizz Beatz and raising a family, but that hasn't stopped people from questioning. What sets her apart is her openness to identity exploration without ever compromising her boundaries. She's spoken frequently about inner strength, soul over style, and embracing the spectrum of expression. To Alicia, identity isn't about definition, it's about freedom. Taylor Lautner went from child actor to global sensation thanks to Twilight, and with that fame came intense public scrutiny. When he wasn't dating anyone publicly for a while, and photos surfaced of him hanging with male friends, the internet took notice. The rumors, though unfounded, spread quickly, especially since Lautner has always been somewhat reserved in interviews and eschews the spotlight. He's dated women, eventually marrying Taylor Dome in 2022, but his quiet personal life keeps people guessing. Lautner hasn't lashed out or tried to shut down speculation. Instead, his focus remains on mental health, family, and his post-Twilight reinvention. For many, his calm response to the curiosity has only made him more admirable. David Beckham is the epitome of modern masculinity, a world-class footballer, fashion icon, and devoted family man married to pop royalty Victoria Beckham. Still, despite his seemingly perfect life, whispers about his sexuality have followed him for years. Much of the speculation stemmed not from scandal, but from his unabashed embrace of style Satan sarongs, manicured brows, bold fashion statements, and his openness about loving skincare and grooming. In the macho world of football, Beckham's gentle confidence stood out. Public displays of affection toward male teammates, playful interactions, and his metrosexual vibe fueled persistent rumors in the early 2000s. But Beckham never wavered. He's laughed off the talk with charm, often flipping stereotypes on their head. "What's wrong with taking care of yourself?" he said in interviews. Rather than push back with defensiveness, Beckham helped redefine masculinity, showing that strength and softness can and should coexist. Vin Diesel may be the face of fast cars and muscle-bound action, but when it comes to his personal life, he drives in stealth mode. Despite his fame, Diesel has remained intensely private, rarely seen in public with romantic partners, and seldom sharing details about his home life. That intense privacy became fertile ground for gay rumors, especially during his rise in the early 2000s. He famously deflected questions about his dating life by saying he preferred to meet women in Europe, where celebrities aren't hunted like game. Over time, fans and tabloids speculated that his silence was hiding something. But Diesel never cracked under pressure. He didn't address the rumors, and perhaps more importantly, he didn't feed them either. He simply continued making blockbuster films, raising his children quietly, and letting his on-screen persona do the talking. Whether gay or straight, Vin Diesel's mystery remains part of his allure. Once trapped in the relentless spotlight of the Twilight saga and her relationship with Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart's sexuality was a frequent topic of tabloid curiosity even before she was ready to speak about it. With her androgynous aesthetic and disdain for traditional Hollywood glamour, the rumors began early and never stopped. But after her high-profile breakup with Pattinson, Kristen began quietly and then proudly dating women. Over the years, she's been linked to several, including French singer Soko, model Stella Maxwell, and her current fiancé, screenwriter Dylan Meyer. Kristen eventually opened up about her bisexuality in interviews, saying she was tired of hiding and wanted to own her narrative. Today, she's become one of the most visible queer women in entertainment, a beacon of unapologetic authenticity and artistic freedom. The rumors may have predicted the truth, but it was always her story to tell, and she told it when she was ready. Shawn Mendes is a platinum-selling artist with a voice that melts hearts but that hasn't shielded him from intrusive rumors about his sexuality. From the earliest days of his fame, social media users scrutinized his voice, mannerisms, fashion sense, and friendships, often suggesting he was secretly gay. The speculation wasn't lighthearted. It became so invasive that Mendes addressed it multiple times. "It made me feel really frustrated," he once admitted in an interview. "I thought, why can't you just let me be who I am?" While Mendes has consistently identified as straight, the way he's handled the rumors has been quietly revolutionary. Instead of lashing out, he's used his platform to advocate for kindness, mental health, and understanding, reminding fans that questioning someone's sexuality publicly can be damaging and unfair. Whether he's singing about heartbreak or hope, Mendes brings a sensitivity that transcends label and proves that masculinity has many forms. Tom Cruise has long held the title of Hollywood's ultimate action hero, scaling skyscrapers, flying fighter jets, and saving the world on screen. But off-screen, his life has been cloaked in both fascination and controversy. Despite being married to high-profile actresses like Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes, rumors about Cruise's sexuality have persisted for decades. The 1990s and early 2000s were a particular hotbed, with tabloid headlines suggesting secret relationships with men and even questioning the authenticity of his marriages. Cruise, fiercely protective of his image, responded with legal force filing and winning multiple defamation lawsuits to push back against false stories. His deep entanglement with Scientology, known for its aggressive defense tactics and strict control of members' narratives, only fueled more questions. Since his divorce from Holmes in 2012, Cruise has remained highly private, rarely seen dating, and never directly addressing the speculation. The silence has only intensified the mystique surrounding one of Hollywood's most enigmatic leading men. From Disco King in Saturday Night Fever to a hitman in Pulp Fiction, John Travolta's career has been nothing short of iconic, yet the real drama has often played out in his private life. Over the years, lawsuits from male massage therapists alleging sexual misconduct, along with paparazzi photos of Travolta embracing or kissing men, have sparked persistent rumors. A devout Scientologist and family man, Travolta remained married to actress Kelly Preston for nearly 30 years until her death in 2020. He never publicly addressed the accusations head-on, choosing instead to grieve privately and maintain focus on his family. His reluctance to discuss his personal life only amplified public curiosity. To some, Travolta represents the tension between old-school Hollywood discretion and the modern push for transparency.